The A4LE Honors and Awards program today. I'm Phil Poinelli, chair of the A4LE Board of Directors. This program is typically woven into our Learningscapes conference, but for those of you who participated in the Learningscapes last month, you know that the 3 days were jam-packed with content throughout each of those days. That was our first online conference. New rules, new format, new technology. And it was, from my vantage, terrific, as I'm sure our next 90 minutes will be. As with all our events, they would not be possible without the generous support of our industry partners and sponsors. This support takes place at chapter, regional, and global levels. Today, special gratitude goes to Tarkett, who supports us at events year after year. Tarkett's generosity drives programs like Schools Next, Learningscapes, as well as other programs. This LE Awards program is an opportunity to recognize and honor a wide range of achievements by our individual members, their contributions to what we do, as well as their service to the organization.
of member firms and their cutting edge projects, showing us new ideas and of what is possible. Acknowledging our industry partners and honoring some of the students we serve, their knowledge and creativity as expressed through their school's next designs. We're also looking back on the life and legacy of a deceased friend and colleague, Kelly Tanner. This tribute is personal, moving, and inspiring. I want to take a moment to recap our Learningscapes Conference, 2020 conference, and the opportunities this month. We had approximately 550 participants, over 50 sessions with 59 learning units available, including health, safety, welfare. We had 3 keynote speakers, multiple super sessions, and a virtual trade show. All sessions, including keynotes and super sessions, are available this month at no cost for those of you who've registered for the conference, and those learning units are still available. If you couldn't attend, you can still register until December 24th and enjoy the full conference. I'm going to spend some of my holiday week viewing sessions that I had hoped to attend but couldn't. Not for the CEUs, I've got plenty of them, but for the energizing content from many of you, our members, who conducted the sessions as well as invited guests. Thanks again to Tarquette for helping to make this possible. We're hoping to be able to see each other in person at Learningscapes 2021 in Denver. And now for our program.
Good evening or afternoon or morning, depending. Welcome to all of you who are tuning in from Virginia to Cali and points beyond. My name is Bill Bradley. I'm Vice Chair of the A4LE International Board of Directors, and along with Steve Turks, the co-chair of the school's next jury. And before I go any further, I want to acknowledge and say thank you to Donna Robinson, the A4LE staff in charge of our school's next program, without whom none of this would have been possible. So thank you, Donna. I hope you're tuning in. A4LE's mission, as you know, is leading innovation at the intersection of learning and place, which is part and parcel of the objectives of the school's next program, which gives students in the middle grades an opportunity to imagine what they believe might be the school of the future. Students from chapters across the association apply themselves to this challenge, competing at the chapter and regional levels for the right to compete at the international level. The program spans a year, and the dedication of these students and their teachers and professional mentors is remarkable. So too are the results. So without further ado, the finalists this year are St. Clair Junior High School from St. Clair, Missouri, who represented the Midwest Great Lakes region and were given the award of commendation by the jury. Beck International Academy from Greenville, South Carolina, representing the Southeast region, who were also given the award of commendation by the jury. The Bullis Charter School from Los Altos, California, representing the Southwest region, who won the award of distinction. And our winner this year, Lake Oswego Junior High School from Lake Oswego, Oregon, representing the Pacific Northwest region, to whom the jury awarded the top award of excellence. Besides developing programs, which, by the way, involves interviewing their peers and teachers and other members from their respective communities and designing learning environments in response to those programs, these students develop floor plans and models and even in a video. And all 4 videos from these outstanding young overachievers can be viewed online at our A4LE website. Congratulations to the team from Lake Oswego Junior High School in Oregon.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ron Lamar, and welcome to the LE Solutions Award. I'm a member of the Northeast region. I'm an architect and an accredited learning environment planner in the Northeast region. I'm the former president, and I helped to as one of the founders of the New England chapter. So the first thing is I'd like to thank everyone who participated in this award. We had over 30 submissions, and the quality of schools that we're seeing in these submissions is really a big congratulations to everybody. I believe participating in this organization has really raised the level of the schools, and we see it in all of your submissions that we received. So thank you very much for participating. Please allow me to reach out and thank all of our jury members. Carol Crutchfield, Patrick Glenn, Brad Chilotti, Mandy Redfield, and Kate Jessup. Thank you very much. It was a lot of fun looking at these, but it's also a lot of work, obviously, and we take it seriously given the quality of the submissions that came out. And of course, we're all working with Carla Cummings, who keep us focused. So the first award that we'd like to talk about is the Small Special Projects Award, and that goes to VMDO Architects, and it's the Elon Roads School. This was a fantastic project. It really rose to the top of what we were reviewing for these projects. And some of the jury comments, which I'd like to share, was that, you know, this really emphasized the importance of early learning, early childhood learning. The design we felt really emphasized extreme flexible spaces, and that the design really resulted in an environment that could easily be transformed for learning of all ages. So congratulations to VMDO. This was, in our minds as the jury, a fantastic solution that you've offered the school district. So the next project we'd like to talk about is the East Vale STEM Academy. And this is by LPA Design Studios. And this is another project that we felt really rose to the top of all the submissions. And this award is for new learning environments. And, you know, we felt, again, the jury comments is we felt that the success born from a larger group of stakeholders was really reflective in the design that we see. That this design really clearly demonstrated a great amount of collaboration had taken place throughout the process. And the design itself created a language that connected a large collection of different types of places and spaces for learning. So again, congratulations to LPA Design Studios. We really felt that you hit it out of the park with this one. The next project, excuse me, that we'd like to talk about is Grant High School. This project is being awarded to Malholm Architects, and it's a project of distinction. This project is also a major renovation project. So the jury felt that this was really taking sort of an existing school and transforming it into an incredible learning environment. So we felt in some of our comments that were shared throughout the process was that this design demonstrated a high level of extreme myriad of challenges that this school had, I should say, and the execution of putting those challenges aside and creating something special was just very well done. The design itself created spaces that directly addressed the vision of the project, which we saw in the portfolio. And the balance of new and historical features throughout the school emphasized that the new solution in the learning environment maintained its traditional aspects at the same time. So congratulations to Malholm Architects in Portland Public School District. This next school, or the next award for a new learning environment, goes to the Madrona School. Again, Malholm Architects, so congratulations for having two. And I will tell everybody that we don't see the names of who designed these projects as we're going through them. It just so happened that this Madrona School also rose to the top of the award submissions. So the award for new learning environments is provided based on the comments that we just felt that this was a wonderful connection to nature, that this school really sort of had that indoor-outdoor quality to it. Its design solution for both an inclusive learning environment was very clear. And so we wanted to sort of express that in our comments as well. And the design also demonstrated a very thoughtful collaboration had taken place. So between teachers and parents and stakeholders, as we went through this design, the jury really felt that you could see the many different aspects and participation from many members that were described within the portfolio itself. The next award is a project of distinction for the Minnehaha Academy. This again, the Cunningham Group, or Cunningham Group Architecture, I should say, is winning a Project of Distinction award. And this project had an incredible story behind it. The challenges that this project overcame, and maybe if you go to the A4LE website, you can see more about this project. But essentially what they did was they overcame, an incredible, devastating situation and put this school back together. The design itself demonstrated many aspects of taking that challenge and sort of turning it into a positive, if you will, in difficult circumstances. And the results is that they really transformed this school into a fantastic learning environment, given the situation that they were in. And so, this is a award that I think the Cunningham Group can be very proud of. And obviously, the school itself really transformed from this design. So the last one we'd like to talk about is, and I'm going to ruin this name, I apologize, but the Tarbu Vitoha expansion. And we felt that this was deserving of the Renovation and Major Addition Award. And this is by LPA Design Studios. And, the jury also felt that the resulting statistics that was offered in the portfolio sort of really showed how this project changed the learning environment. And was just simply outstanding, from indoors to outdoors, to the spaces that it created, to the volumes that it created. From a design aspect, really hit the vision that was presented to us within the portfolio. And we also saw throughout this pictures and reflections of the design that it was really a product of a deep engagement process. So once again, we could tell the thoughtfulness that went into this design. So with that, I'd like to congratulate all of those who participated in this, and to thank everybody, and to let you know that it was a fun opportunity for us on the jury, and congratulations to everyone. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, because for our friends in Australia, it's morning, and whether you're on the West Coast or the East Coast determines whether it's afternoon or evening. I am Troy Glover. I'm a member of A4LE's Board of Directors, and I will be presenting today's Solutions Provider Award. The goal of the Solutions Provider Award is to recognize those companies who embrace the overall mission and vision of the association by providing products which have a profound effect on the students, faculty, and learning outcomes in general. The award is designed to highlight innovation in materials, technology, and products, which are key elements in defining healthy, high-performing environments. New and improved products stimulate the life and growth of our educational facilities. This competition recognizes the results of those efforts and the foresight of the companies whose policy bring new products to the marketplace. It is important to recognize those solution providers and their products for their role in enhancing the learning environment. Thank you to the jury, Danny Brewster, Tyler Otterbrett, Sam Herpin, Tim Erisman, and yours truly. We thank all firms who submitted an application for the 2020 Solutions Provider Award. It was a difficult task, but 3 firms were selected as finalists. The finalists are All South Flooring for their Texas Granite, Solitude for their integrated LED light kit, Velux Commercial for modular skylights. The recipient of the 2020 Solutions Provider Award is, drum roll please, Solitude. A Solitude daylighting system is extremely innovative in that it harvests daylight through a dome on the roof, transfers it down a highly reflected tube of up to 100 feet, and floods interior space with pure daylight without leaking or heat gain or loss. Again, congratulations to the recipient of our 2020 Solutions Provider Award, Solitude. Thank you.
So here we are with a tribute to Kelly Tanner. Kelly, as most of you know, was a very good friend of mine, and she also is a business partner. And so it was kind of a double whammy for me to have lost her earlier this year. And some of you may know she did not die of COVID, but COVID kind of kept us from being together. So I'm Amy Yurko from Brain Spaces, and this is a tribute to Kelly Tanner, International Board Member, A4LE. So we're gonna, it's really difficult to explain the life of someone in 15 minutes, which is about what we have. So we're gonna go through this at a pretty tight clip, but I want you to remember that there's so much about her that's not gonna fit into this, and that that this is just our small way of honoring her life and her contributions to the world. And I know that her impact will continue to affect us all positively as we continue to design and plan school facilities. What we're going to talk through is her passions, her professional life, her impacts, and her legacy. And one of the things that she wanted me to tell you as we were discussing this in her final days is that she wanted to be remembered as a kind pain in the ass. And she wanted me to be clear that she wasn't to be remembered as a kind of pain in the ass, but a kind pain in the ass. And that is to say that she knew that being kind was very important, and sometimes you have to be a pain in the ass to be kind. So look at what we're going to show you in the next few minutes and recognize that that Kelly really wanted to be remembered like this. So we're going to just show you a few things, what Kelly was passionate about that kind of set the stage for why she did what she did. But she was very, very passionate about family. She grew up in the South. She was very passionate about her brother. She loved her brother and her mother. And her mother's very stylish and a wonderful person. Her father, who actually passed away while we were on site working together, and her brother shown here in the photograph. Really, really tight with her nieces and nephews. She was just the best auntie. She was cool Aunt Kelly. The photo on the right was taken a few weeks before she died. She's very passionate about her friends. She just had so many friends, and we just kind of downloaded a grid from Facebook, but so many friends and admirers that some of which she was friends with for life, and you know, are still very close to me and her family. Beautiful friendships that she created her entire life. Those of you who know her know that she was also very fond of her pup, Bella. Bella and my son were actually the same age. But I thought that this kind of summed up. We showed this cartoon sometimes when we were doing presentations, because this was kind of Kelly's philosophy on life too. It wasn't just, why is it always sit, stay, heal, and never think, innovate, and be yourself? This is what Kelly believed in, that we should all think and innovate and be herself. I'd like to turn it over to Victoria Bergsagel, who will talk a little bit about more about what Kelly cared about.
Thanks so much for being here to help us celebrate Kelly. Not only was she uncommonly beautiful and full of pluck, she was also quite the adventurer. And who else do we know that after their first day of chemo would host an Oscar party for me and Amy? She was just absolutely amazing. So toward that, she was that adventurer spirit that she had. She went to Vietnam before I did. So as I prepared for my trip, she just continually gave me so many insights, what I should do, not do. And when I came home, we compared some fabulous notes together, and what a great time we both had. In terms of children, Kelly was an absolute kid magnet. You can see this picture here of, again, when she was on her travels, and kids just loved her to pieces. She could get right on their level and be one of them. And in fact, one of the things that Kelly and I share passionately is the importance of engaging student voice. She cared so much about that, and you can see her here working with a group of students. In terms of charrettes, it was so fun to watch her in a charrette. She never really wanted the center stage, amazingly enough, and she was there to support. On the left is a picture that I took, yes, standing on a chair, of Kelly leaning in and letting others do the work, but leaning in to guide. And then on the right, there she is with at Quaker Valley High School, working on a project with Amy. And take a moment to digest this picture. Don't you just wonder what that conversation was about with Merle Kirkley? Don't you just want to be at that table? Having really terrific ideas, she wasn't afraid to voice them. So if anybody ever needed anything at all, Kelly was there no matter what. I repeatedly told her that she reminded me of my favorite niece, who was full of pluck and irreverent when she needed to be, and absolutely there to fight the good fight. Kelly fought for beauty, good causes, equity, and schools that would meet the needs for all. Never one to accept the status quo, Kelly was in it for the long haul, to make the world a better place. One action, one project, one step at a time. May our memories of Kelly remind us that she is counting on us to design better worlds, deliver more beautiful projects, and cultivate a more just and caring world. Grace, service, and love are words that epitomize Kelly. May her memory live on, because I, for one, will never forget her.
Thank you, Victoria. Well, as we move into what Kelly did, not necessarily as we move from what she cared about to how she met that manifest, she had quite a few positions after graduating at architecture firms, and then went to DLR Group in Seattle where we met. And then she joined me. She started a subgroup of Brain Spaces, and then joined me in Brain Spaces. But I'd like to hear from Todd Firking, who knew her while she was at DLR.
Hello. There we go. Hello, everyone. My name is Todd Firking. I'm the national K-12 design leader here at DLR Group. But, you know, I had about 11 years of experience working with Kelly from about 2001 to about 2012. She was our marketing and business development leader here in the Pacific Northwest. You know, she was an integral part to helping us build a practice that really leveraged the powers of planning and design to really create better outcomes for students. Over the time that she was with us, I kind of just went back and looked, and she worked on over more than 50 projects with us. Many of those received significant recognition, one being the Marysville-Getchell project, which won the McConnell Award in 2011. I think for all of us involved, that was a really important project and something we take great pride in. Many of the people that have spoken on this call were a part of that, and she was equally as important a part of that. You know, I think Kelly really believed that every project that we were doing was an opportunity not only to just create beautiful buildings and beautiful places, but to really make a meaningful impact in the lives of students and the communities in which our buildings exist. She was tenacious and fearless. You know, the nice pain in the ass is actually really appropriate and really accurate. I just remember she never shied away from the debate. She would, you know, be the kindest person possible, but man, was she tough. She really stuck to her guns and she had core beliefs. And if things weren't living up to that expectation, she would let you know that. But at the core of that, she really believed in trying to make a meaningful difference in the lives of students and families. You know, I think the biggest thing for her was to challenge the status quo, to ask better questions, to really push for the best outcomes possible. And I think for me, that was a huge mentorship opportunity. We all go through our lives and we have many people that influence us. And over the time that had the opportunity to work with Kelly, she was great. I just remember many times her peering over my shoulder as I was designing something and asking me questions and challenging me on things. And, you know, we got into some good debates around things, but ultimately the outcomes for the projects were better because of it. I will miss Kelly. We became quite good friends, even during her time of illness. You know, it's tough. I wish she were still around, but her legacy will last for many years to come. And I think that's all I have.
Thank you, Todd. In addition to the great work she did at DLR Group, as we will work together, we worked on a few projects that were really super fun and that I think Kelly was really proud of. State College High School is one of them. We worked on with CRA, and they just to reinforce the working with students passion that she had. We ran a workshop that engaged into only two different groups. We worked with 1,700 students. So every student at State College High School had a chance to voice their ideas and be part of this project. I didn't think it was possible, but she pulled it off. Also, Barker Creek was one of the ones that in Central Kitsap that was a school, cluster of alternative schools that became a jewel of opportunity for the district and for the students in the district. And then most recently, Olympic High School with SKL Architects, where Kelly had a huge hand in directing the project to what it is now. This was a renovation that could have been really ugly, and it worked out swimmingly. And I know she was very, very proud of her time on that project as well. And so as we look at her projects, you know, the impacts go beyond just the work and the architecture that she did. She actually lived in Federal Way, which is south of Seattle, and became very involved in her local school district. She helped to pass their referendum for their levy for school construction. She also mentored at-risk students from the high school there, and was always telling me stories about the experiences she had as a mentor, which were really beautiful. She also worked for about 6 years while she was doing work with Brain Spaces. She was working with Getting Smart, and I think she touched every single one of their publications for 6 years or so, designing them. So take a look at what she's done with Getting Smart. It's a really terrific organization, and you can see her handiwork there as well. One of the things that Kelly and I did, which was super fun, was we developed a maker education pavilion at Maker Faire San Francisco. In addition to a booth that we ran ourselves, we organized the entire 50 some vendors for Maker Ed, and kicked off that as the very first Maker Ed for Maker Faire. And not last but not least, her impact for A4LE. Of course, all the things that she did with A4LE could take all day to talk about. But I wanted to turn it over to a few folks that have more direct experience with her in this organization to talk through some of the impacts that she had in A4LE. And I believe, Bill, are you muted? There we go.
All right. Well, I was just saying that I've got a couple of opportunities to speak this evening. None more so humbling than the opportunity to talk about our dear friend Kelly Tanner. I count her as a dear friend, as I know many of you do, in spite the fact that 3,000 miles separated us. She had the kind of personality that would melt the miles when we spoke. Kelly was a dedicated leader of our organization. She represented the Pacific Northwest region with sincerity and determination and dedication, epitomizing the value of having a local focus within a regional and global context. Kelly also served at the international level as the Pacific Northwest region's representative to the A4LE Board of Directors, where she lent her unique insights and keen perspectives to our conversation about everything from ethics to global inclusion, always asking the tough questions to help us frame the conversation appropriately within the context of all else. Kelly believes strongly that we are an international organization made better by a broad range of perspectives. And she was dedicated to our collective cause. She participated on the international board even after she moved back to Alaska to convalesce with her family, all the while continuing to ask the defining questions that never leaving behind the people that she represented. Kelly will be greatly missed. Rest in peace, my friend.
From the other side of the globe, I think it's very fitting that it shows the impact of Kelly to so many people. She was a dear friend to me and a great support for over a number of years on the international board, especially as she encouraged me as I joined the executive committee. She worked tirelessly under extreme health stresses last year on many initiatives, including overseeing the Learningscapes 2019 conference in Anaheim. And I had no hesitation in awarding her the Chair's Award for 2019 in gratitude for that passion and courage that she showed. Kelly displayed a strong understanding of what lies behind our cultural differences, and that seeking this out doesn't happen by closing in on ourselves. She knew it happens through mutual respect, through wanting to learn, through deep listening and displaying an empathy for other people and viewpoints. Her approach to our association transcended shallow cultural stereotypes as she challenged us in a pursuit of a truly global mindset. And she was never satisfied with blindly accepting the ways we always do things, and continued to challenge us and explore ways that challenge the way we should do things. Kelly was a beautiful, balanced, considerate and empathetic person who leaves a special legacy with all of those that served with her, laughed with her, shared joys and challenges with her, and explored better ways of doing things with passion and integrity. We are all the better for having had Kelly Tanner involved in A4LE and for sharing together our great visions of who and what we are and can become. And I miss her dearly.
Thank you. It's so powerful for me to hear from so many people I admire how that they had a similar view of Kelly as I. So thank you, everyone. I'd like to take a few minutes and just run an automatic slideshow to help you understand Kelly's life and impacts, and then we'll close it out. So this is our moment of silence that is accompanied by some of Kelly's life. And as we remember Kelly, one of the things that we also talked about when in her final days was that that she really wanted people to remember her, that she didn't want to just disappear. And to that end, I am happy to say that there has been a committee formed headed by Deb France that is creating awards or program that will honor Kelly through infinitum. So there will be a Kelly Tanner's name will live on, and it will represent what she cared about most. And so stay tuned. The committee is young, and we've met a few times and have had a lot of really terrific memories and conversations about Kelly, and look forward to sharing with you the results of that work and recognizing Kelly and her contributions to A4LE, to us as a friend, as a mentor, as a business partner. And we're going to all miss her very dearly. I knew I wasn't going to break up here. So thank you to everyone for allowing us to share Kelly with you. I know most of you have had a brush with her and may know her. Please don't forget Kelly Tanner, because a lot of the things that we do today are better because of her. Thank you for listening, and thank you.
The annual Lifetime Achievement Award is the highest and most distinguished honour conferred by the Association for Learning Environments. This year, 4 nominees were received from the A4LE regions, whose work embodies the mission and values of our association, who demonstrate a high quality of work throughout their career and have a record of providing a lasting impact to clients and colleagues alike. This year's nominees are Danny Jardine from the Southeast region. Danny has provided great influence over some of the largest school district capital programs. He has strong mentoring for educational planning leaders and remains one of A4LE's strongest advocates. Kerry Ranney from the Southern region. Kerry has already established an intellectual passion for advancing research, for knowledge sharing through writing and presenting, and as a champion for all educators and students. Her ongoing commitment to quality outcomes will have a long-lasting impact on the people who engage with the learning environment, as she favours evidence-based advancements over short-term trends. David Trader from the Northeast region. David is highly regarded by both clients and peers alike for his professionalism and integrity. His contribution to A4LE has been tireless, and his time and expertise freely given to colleagues and educational organisations. And finally, to Edward Peters from the Pacific Northwest region. Edward has demonstrated humble leadership in advancing the planning and design of learning environments in the public sector and through his wider involvement in A4LE. Since beginning his career in educational planning in 1988, Ed has empowered engagement in community participation through his body of work over many years, from Director of Facilities and Maintenance for the Mount Vernon School District to becoming the Capital Projects Director at the Edmonds School District. The jury were impressed at the way Ed has been a champion in seeking a deeper understanding of social and cognitive behavioural research, with a professional passion for connecting evolving academic research in environmental psychology and neuroscience. He has presented at numerous conferences, contributed many articles, and conducted numerous seminars. Some of his celebrated projects include the 2010 McConnell Award winners, Linwood High School, where his visioning process delved into linking social space with learning opportunities. Also a finalist in the same year, Meadowdale Middle School explored the unique developmental needs of the adolescent learner through supporting various learning models appropriate to current thinking on teaching and learning. His role with the Edmonds School District has been heavily involved in master planning and bond proposals, and focused on the replacement of many dilapidated schools. Ed's advocacy of good process exemplifies A4LE's strong culture and vision of continuously improving the planning and design of learning environments. His leadership has seen Ed serve as Washington State Chapter President, as an A4LE Commissioner, as Chapter Governor for many years, and as a recipient of the Pacific Northwest Region Lifetime Achievement Award. The jury was blessed with 4 very worthy nominees who exemplify everything great about our association. Our jury of Sandy Carpenter, Ed McMillan, Paul Boney, Patrick Glenn, Kevin Kemner and Jim McEwen congratulate the achievements of all of these 4 outstanding candidates and have pleasure in announcing Edward Peters as the recipient of the A4LE Lifetime Achievement Award for 2020. Well done, Ed.
There are hundreds of people I need to thank for this award. Obviously, it doesn't make sense to do that here. So instead, you're going to see a Ken Burns style collage of a few of those folks. At the last 2 Learningscapes, Phil Pinelli and Melanie Drupp spoke eloquently about how humbling it is to receive this award when there are so many well-qualified folks. I can't improve on what they said. I am grateful to the entire A4LE organization for all that it's done for me for the last 33 years and for all that you are doing now to improve learning environments. I'm grateful to the Pacific Northwest region for nominating me 3 times, and to all my colleagues who wrote 3 separate applications. I'm grateful to the Washington State chapter for all the school tours, programs, conferences, social events, and friendships. My only regret is that many of the folks I would like to thank are no longer around. So in closing, I would ask you to please take out whatever your favorite note-taking technology is and start making a list of all the folks that you need to thank. Everyone who's been helpful to you, everyone for whom you are grateful. And before this conference is over, send them a note, something in your own writing. Please keep sending those notes, and thank you very kindly.
Congratulations, Edward. That's outstanding. Again, my name is Bill. I'm Vice Chair of the International Board, and it's my pleasure once again to chair the McConnell Award jury this year. Before I begin, I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge and send a shout out to Carla Cummins, the A4LE staffer assigned to this award, and without whom we would be here celebrating this. So thank you very much, Carla. The McConnell Award is A4LE's top honor. Unlike the LE Solutions Award that celebrates design, the McConnell Award celebrates the process that sets the foundation for success for the designs that follow. It's the visioning, the programming, the community engagement, and all else that lead to the establishment of a plan that will henceforth be a touchstone for the design, construction, and operation of the school facility. To qualify, hopefuls must complete a rigorous submittal process, and the finalists, whom you'll meet in a moment, submit themselves to interviews by the jury. This year, we had over 30 submittals, from which only 3 finalists were selected. And before revealing the winner, which is kept secret every year until this very moment, we'll watch videos about the process and projects produced by each of the finalists. First is Marist College, Bendigo in Maiden Gully, Victoria, Australia, submitted by Y2 Architecture with their partner IDE. Please enjoy.
It's hard to go past what we've created architecturally. But the thing that I feel most proud of is really the pride that I see in everyone else about being at Marist.
Everything we do here, every design feature here, every part of the day is around student learning. And that student can learn anywhere, anyhow, anytime.
I think a successful school is really something that when you see children thriving in their environment, so it's not only just about the walls around us, but it's actually creating a space or a sense of place for children.
So at the heart of a successful project, you've got alignment between the education principles and the architecture. And the design lets the education sing. Marist is successful because it allows high student agency, there's a high level of choice, and the space is able to adapt for that.
At our school, we're encouraged to spend time in the learning pit. This is a place where we grapple with questions, find collaborators, and think hard on the next steps. It's not always easy, but the learning is meaningful and deep, and they make us do it anyway. Because of COVID, the architects can't get on the school site, so they let us loose and we get to tell the story.
Welcome to Marist. Welcome to my school. All right, we're here looking for our college captain, Luke. We don't know where he is, but we know he'll be stressing somewhere about the amount of work he has to do. But, oh, there he is.
The Learning Commons is my favourite place because it's a place where it's quiet and you get to study and you get to get things done.
My favourite part about Marist is probably the open style learning and the fact that, you know, we're not confined to the regular sort of classroom work we have to do, and we have more freedom and the ability to choose sort of what you want to do.
I do like the atrium. It makes it special because it's more open and it connects the two spaces. It's a nice space to get to interact with nature. Probably the hidey hole, which you can read and have some quiet time.
All right, why is this your favourite place, Kieran?
Because I love reading here during wild reading.
When you used to fit?
Yeah, when I was a little bit smaller.
It started 9 years ago, really, with pilgrimage to France, the home of Marist. One thing about the brothers when they created Marist is they carved the mountain to create the building. We wanted a similar sense at Marist, Bendigo.
Hi, my name's Maddie and this is my favourite part of the school, the Rock Theatre. What I love about the Rock Theatre is that it's symbolic of our Marist heritage.
Finding rock, obviously a big problem for any client, but in this case we're able to turn the theatre around 90 degrees and actually celebrate it, so it's become the backdrop for our theatre.
You can come up with this wonderful philosophy on learning and you can bring in brilliant educators to do it. But it has to happen somewhere. The complexity that's gone into the learning and the listening and the understanding of how a young person learns is all through it. And to me, that's the magic.
We've got students involved, we have teachers involved, school leadership is involved, the architects are involved, education experts are involved, and so it's a really collaborative approach to fleshing out ideas.
We got to help design it, and some of the designs were actually put in the building.
It was really heartwarming to see children's involvement in developing the space and then seeing that come to fruition.
We had a real opportunity to present some pretty cool ideas, to challenge people, and then what emerged was a set of solutions that were fantastic and really next level.
If I was an architect, I would put lots of little hiding spaces for each grade. I would like if they had like a zip line in the Discovery Garden. That'd be cool.
For the Discovery Garden's water, it's a bit, brown. So I think we should add a water turbine or a hydraulic so then the water can be kept clean and for many uses.
What will the students of today look back on in 20, 30 years' time and think about what that means to them? And I think critically what it's going to mean is that they are empowered citizens, that they're good learners, that what they've done here at Marist has helped them with the rest of their life.
I had an architect and I had design and academic experts who I knew were going to listen, and I very quickly realised that the right experts and the right process and the right relationships were in place. And they did a pretty good job.
Okay, next let's look at the video from Mary Lyon Elementary School in Tacoma, Washington, USA, submitted by IBI Group with their partner Erickson McGovern Architects.
A building should be something that the neighborhood is proud of, and I think that the neighborhood here is extremely proud of how this building looks.
Mary Lyon and the building itself make me feel inspired.
It's an environment that allows everybody to feel comfortable, but it makes you feel warm and safe too when you walk in.
It's a diverse school. We serve kids who have what we call high impact needs. We specialize in serving children on the autism spectrum. And those kids have some special needs that need to be addressed, both with the environment and with safety, to do their best learning. The old Mary Lyon was a 1920-ish lath and plaster hold box or hot box, depending on the time of the year. We were very happy to give up that old building to be able to create something new that would be more reflective of what our beliefs were about education and learning, and it would enhance the neighborhood.
Students got to create what their playground would look like. They got to create things that they thought should be in the building. So they realized, you know what, I have an opinion, and just because I'm a student, adults listen to that. If a child has sensory issues, we have textures on the wall that they can touch and feel. So we took in all those aspects to fit all children, not just our children on the spectrum, but all children.
Being able to open the nano wall to create a larger space for students and staff to be in really creates a sense of community.
When there's a problem, this building allows us to figure out how to solve it. I'm getting to keep all 22 children because I was able to expand my room based on the architect's design of a nano wall. So now I have space at 6 feet apart for all 22 children.
I love the natural light that this building provides. We have this whole bank of windows, and I'm able to keep plants and help teach kids about science concepts. We're also just able to see so much of the community that it really helps you tie in the Pacific Northwest and what's happening outside of school.
The grounds themselves, so we've got all kinds of different native plants and shrubberies that we can look and observe and make observations, maybe grab a sample and take that back to the classroom and make further reflections on it.
The open library is without question the heart of the school. Since day one, it's been considered the school's largest classroom. It was also where many of the stakeholders focused their attention. I think the tidal pools in particular are a great illustration of what the school wanted to create. Dynamic, embracing, and inspirational.
I love the infusion of the Pacific Northwest into it. The river flows through the whole building, joining us together on every level, and to me that's just a real solid piece of who we are as a community of learners.
I think the school is awesome. My daughter absolutely loves it. She loves the teachers, she loves the students. Her learning has grown so much in the last year and a half. I think it's a great family-oriented environment here.
This school makes me feel very joyful and happy every time I walk in.
people finally feel like this is a place where I belong, and you can see the value of the community in this building.
That we can be creative and that our space gives us that, it's the best thing.
I get calm in the library. I get excited when I'm walking through the classroom area, and it makes me smile to see kids busy investigating things outside.
It's a great place. You walk in and you go, ah, I'm home and I want to be here.
This school makes me feel valued.
This school makes me feel inspired.
It makes me feel free and inviting.
It's unique, it's artistic, and it's something to be proud of for everybody.
It makes me feel really good about having my kids in Tacoma School District.
My school makes me feel awesome and cool because I like to learn here. My school makes me feel awesome and smart. I miss school.
And finally, Positive Tomorrow's New School for Homeless Children in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, USA, submitted by A4LE Architecture.
Positive Tomorrows is a private school and a social service agency that's specifically designed to meet the needs of homeless families and in particular their children's educational needs.
So at Positive Tomorrows, we really sort of believe in the philosophy that I call high structure, high love, and that just means we really focus on routine, and within that routine we have just sort of limitless love and support, and that idea went into the design of this building.
One of the things we have to be very careful about is some safety and security issues. We are working with children who some of our kids are from the domestic violence shelter. Some of them are just because of chaotic situations at home. We have to be really careful that the building is very safe and secure.
This building's design is really what allows us to be open during COVID. So we designed the spaces to be really flexible, and because we never know what our enrollment's going to be like, but we certainly never planned for a global pandemic to hit just a few months after we moved in. When we designed for flexibility, I mean, we honestly could not be open if the building were not designed the way it is.
I got involved with Positive Tomorrows about 7 years ago. So I took a tour of the school and saw who Positive Tomorrows was, what their mission was for providing a great school for homeless children. So immediately our firm got involved and have been involved ever since.
It seems simple, but when Gary said he wanted to have the kids involved in the design process, I thought that's so simple. You know, we really talk about being client-centered, but that's really being client-centered.
The student and staff engagement during the planning process was pretty robust. The first thing that I asked Susan Ogle was, can I meet with the students? For me, they were the most important component to a school for homeless children. As part of the Dream Big exercise that we did with the students, a sketching exercise was one of the things that we did that we thought would be fun, letting them kind of show their creative side. And so one of the students, Kenneth, actually drew an incredible drawing, an incredible floor plan of the school. And if you really look at it, very similar to the layout of this school. Another place that the kids wanted was a place where they could build R2-D2 and BB-8. So the idea of the makerspace was born from one of those kids' drawings. And then from there, the drawings got pretty serious. One student drew they wanted a button that they could push to call the police. And then another student wanted a button that they could push where food and water could be provided at any time to them. So those were the things, from a very fun drawing with Kenneth to a very serious drawing with the other kids, that let us see that safety and security were an important part of the school's design. The idea behind the collaboration corridor was to continue with the idea that learning can happen anywhere in the school. So the collaboration corridor starts on one side of the building and is really the central spine that everything comes off of. Since this is a school for homeless children, we knew that their idea of home wasn't the same as ours, so we wanted to create spaces throughout the building that reminded them of a home and taught them what a home was about. The idea of the family room was created because the family room is the center of a regular home, so we wanted the family room to be the center of the school, and everything radiates off the family room. The kitchen, our food lab where the students learn to cook as a family, the maker space where they learn to build our 2D2 and BB-8, the literacy lab where the students read, and the gymnasium, all those areas come off of the family room. Other areas such as the living room were created outside the classrooms to create an area for them to gather as a family, if you will.
I think the favorite part of the building for the children is probably the large commons area right in the middle of the school as you walk in, and then as it feeds out into the playground, and particularly the playground. Children that we serve don't normally have a very safe place to play, and they can do that at our school.
It's a stunning facility, and it's happy, and the kids are safe. You know, I always had a problem with them being in an old building with used everything, and I'm glad that they have this building, and it's just an incredible facility, and I think that the kids deserve every inch of it.
Thank you very much. The jury this year was compelled by the quality of both the submissions and the planning process that they documented. Among other things, the jury was struck by the wide variety of programs that gave rise to the designs and the range of and variety of the planning processes that underpinned them. They were human by design. In addition, the jury noted that the geographical diversity of the submitters. We received applications from all over the world. This year, as in years past, we have a finalist from Australia, which is great. It's also worth noting that all three projects were planned by A4LE A4LEs, which is awesome. So without further ado, the A4LE McConnell Award winner for 2020 is Marist College Bendigo by Y2 Architecture with their partner IDE. Congratulations. We can hear you.
Wow. Hello.
We can hear you.
Fantastic. Well, what a great honour here at Marist College Bendigo. It's a great honour for Y2 Architecture.
A little louder, please.
Certainly do. I'd like to firstly acknowledge I think that although there's only one winner, certainly all winners. Congratulate A+, who I work with in the A4LE Commission and group. Great achievement. We'd also like to thank the jury panel. It's important to mention that we have had financial support of this project over a number of stages through the Australian Federal Government, the Catholic Education Sandhurst Office, the grant scheme. Great projects have great teams, and it's not just about Y2 and IDE, but it's everyone who's committed to this project, from builders, engineers, landscape architects, and educational planners. There have been many Y2 members associated with building Marist College. A particular mention needs to go to Felicity Brown, who can't be here because she's about to give birth to the first child, Matt Soulsby, and Jen Gregorio. Importantly, though, this is about Marist and this is about the students. We had to make sure that we had our representation here. Recognise some of the faces from our video. The outcome really is due to participatory and creative process, with exceptional commitment from the school. And I do wish upon all of my fellow colleagues, all of us educational architects, that we all get the opportunity to work with schools to Darren.
Thanks, Matt. It's my privilege to be the principal here at Marist, and I want to thank the panel for acknowledging the process we've had the privilege of living through. And congratulations to the other two finalists. As I mentioned, I think it's really important the human element of all three of these finalists. And for us, the big message for us is we're going to do a community. We're not going to let it still get away. It's about relationships. And it's an award that acknowledges the relationships that are behind all these processes. You might recognise these four from the video. How are you feeling at the moment?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Pretty proud.
That's good. What about you?
Proud of myself and I'm feeling like I accomplished
And Nick?
We have so much places to play and have fun.
How are you feeling, Georgie? Well done, because there were some great skills there, weren't there? So thank you. Thank you very much. It's a great honour.
Congratulations, and please, next year, everyone who is involved in these kinds of projects, celebrate them with us and submit yours for the McConnell Award. Thank you.
Hi, I'm John Ramsey, and I'd like to thank you for helping us honor our A4LE Award recipients this evening. I'd like to also thank our sponsors who make all of this possible. Special thanks to our premier sponsor, Tarkett. As you can see, we are using a lot of new innovative online platforms for events such as this. Last month, we held our Learningscapes conference online, and it turned out to be a very good success. You'll likely see more of these in the future as we move along. To say this has been a challenging year would be an understatement for all of us. However, our association continues to move forward, and we're finding new and innovative ways, such as this platform, to provide the services you need and expect from your association. Next month, A4LE will begin celebrating 100 years as an association, which is quite a milestone for any organization, and we hope you'll celebrate with us and continue to set us up for our next 100 years of success. And finally, I'd like to wish you all happy holidays. As you can see, I'm getting a head start, and the most safe and healthy new year. Again, I thank you for your support for A4LE, and I wish you all a good night.
I feel again.